Decades of frustration boiled over on the streets of Tel Aviv and across Israel as thousands of Ethiopian Jews protested against discrimination. It wasn't the first time this community has taken to the streets, but now they have the country's attention following a viral video showing two Israeli police officers beating an Ethiopian Israeli soldier in uniform. Both officers were fired. But this video was a tipping point, a symptom of a much bigger problem. Ethiopians say they're treated like second-class citizens. The government set up these absorption centers throughout Israel to help Ethiopians get used to a new country. The trouble is, too often, Ethiopians say they struggle to find acceptance. Unemployment in the Ethiopian community is 13%, nearly 3 times the national average, and Ethiopians earn a third less than Israelis. According to Tabeka, an Ethiopian advocacy group, less than 2% of Israelis are Ethiopians, but Ethiopians make up nearly 20% of the youth prison populations. Ethiopians have been protesting discrimination for years, especially in 2013 after the government admitted to coaxing Ethiopian women into taking birth control before moving to Israel.
Minister Eli Yishai claimed that African refugees were raping many Israeli women, who do not complain because they don't want people to know they were also given AIDS. He also stated Israel belongs to the white man. An Israeli police station in Tel Aviv also officially honored May Golan, a leader of anti-African campaigns that encourage violent attacks. And this incitement does indeed work. Just in November 2016, an innocent Sudanese man was beaten to death while walking home from work. The racism runs so deep, babies are even attacked. One man tried to murder a 1-year-old baby girl from Eritrea by stabbing her in the head. In fact, a report by Israeli Parliament's own research center revealed that African refugees are dramatically less likely to be involved in crime than Israeli citizens. Where African refugees are most concentrated, they account for less than 1% of reported crime. But the campaign of vitriol against them is fierce.
It's not racism because I don't see them as inferior to me. Racism is when I see someone inferior. I don't see them inferior, but I see them as criminals.
And these perpetrators are filthy, and they bring us only trouble.
So what have they done? Tell me about what they've done to you. You said that they...
Look, I've never passed any violence by them.
A stunning 52% of Israelis concur that African migrants are a cancer. Furthermore, the study revealed that a shocking 33% of Israelis condone anti-migrant violence.
While protests raged in the streets against the presence of asylum seekers from Africa, the man who held the power to determine their fate, Deputy Prime Minister Eli Yishai, demanded their expulsion.
אם ייתנו לי את כל הכלים, ואני פועל להשיג את כל הכלים, וזה לא קל. אם ייתנו לי את כל הכלים בלי יוצא מן הכלל, תוך פחות משנה לא יישאר בארץ ישראל אפילו מסתנן אחד.
And the few isolated Israelis who dared to protest, like this woman, were met with a harsh backlash.
תלכי מפה! תלכי! את תשואה עם קושי, לכי! לא מתביישת!
On the holiday of Chanukah, Ben Ari led a rally at Levinsky Park, a public space in South Tel Aviv that has become home to many Africans who were denied work permits and the ability to afford housing.
אנחנו נגיד פה לכל הצבועים האלה, לכל הצבועים, אתם רוצים לעזור לאפריקאים, תיסעו לאפריקה. אתם רוצים לתת להם אוכל, לכו תיתנו להם שם.
Minutes after the rally, 1,000 Israelis rioted, attacking African homes and businesses and assaulting any African they found in the street. Here is footage shot by one of the participants in the riot, a supporter of Michael Ben Ari. This past New Year's Eve, we followed a mob of ultra-nationalists as they marched through South Tel Aviv, demanding the expulsion of non-Jewish Africans.
לכו לסודן!
According to the Israeli Coalition Against Racism, incidents of racist incitement by Israeli public figures doubled in 2012. In many cases, the targets of their hateful invective were not Palestinians, but African migrants. Chief among those targeting the presence of Africans in Israel is a corps of hundreds of state-appointed rabbis, including some of the premier religious authorities in Israel, who issued a letter forbidding Jews from renting apartments to the African asylum seekers and any other non-Jews. Here is a rabbi that we filmed, one of many who labored to promote the religious edict.
זה מהלך שניסינו פה להוביל בעיר, לא להזכיר להם בתים, לחץ כזה ולאחר שדיברנו עם בני הקהילה שלנו והסתובבנו, לנסות להקשות עליהם.
Though painted as an existential threat, the fact remains that Africans in Israel pose no known security threat to the country. None of them have engaged in acts of terrorism against Israel, and very few, if any, hold anti-Israel opinions. Most are eager to contribute to the prosperity and well-being of the country. So why are they being demonized, and why is the government so determined to deport them?